Now we are going to some. Now we are going to focus on the some academic trend of the great scientist Erwin Schrödinger. In episode 3, we have just discussed some academic activities of Erwin Schrödinger, who was contributed by most of the great academicians and scientists. Now we are going to focus on the knowledge that Erwin Schrödinger was enrolled for military service in October 1908 at the time of joining the University of Vienna for his first degree in physics, which was the degree of PhD. But he joined the training and then active military service only after receiving this degree. He returned from the military life to the civilian life again in January 1911 as an assistant in experimental physics at the University of Vienna. From this laboratory experience, Schrödinger learned that physics is not only based on mathematical fantasies but on a solid ground of experimental observations. During this period, he produced some papers, and the some important amongst them was on the dynamics of elasticity coupled point system. This was based on his scientific grandfather's idea about the absolute necessity for atomic models in physical theory. This paper was very important in the sense that it formed a bridge to his later revolutionary applications of differential equations of wave motion in his wave mechanics. Before he could settle and absorb deeply, he was called into the military service again due to outbreak of the First World War in the year 1914. But even during the war, he could concentrate on some problems of general scientific interest from theoretical point of view. Erwin Schrödinger missed journals for his referee, but he could devote himself to some theoretical problems with the ready experiment. He had with them, that is, pen and paper. The problems he had tackled successfully were those of capillary pressure in gas bubbles and on the theory of Millikan's wild drop experiments on the rise and fall of particles in Brownian motion. In the Millikan experiment, that is, in the Millikan's experiment performed for the determination of the charge of an electron, the time required for a suspended particle to traverse a fixed distance varied considerably from run to run owing to Brownian motion, and it is necessary to average the times over a large number of observations to obtain a reliable result. This was an unusual statistical problem dealt with by Schrödinger, whose first love was statistics, a branch developed by his scientific grandfather Stephen Boltzmann. It became his first publication in the field of statistics, a subject that also lies at the heart of interpretations of quantum mechanics. It was a great revolutionary writing. While remaining in the military service, Schrödinger was transferred to Vienna in 1917 and assigned a job to take an introductory course on meteorology to anti-aircraft officers. Finally, the war came to an end, and so Schrödinger got an opportunity to resharpen his mathematical tools after the scientifically wasted years of military service. An influential and popular teacher, Erwin Schrödinger was. Schrödinger worked in various teaching capacities at different places in Europe and lectured in different parts of the world as visiting or guest professor. He was an excellent professor. Alexander Muralt, one of the Schrodinger's students, recalled about the lecturing style of Erwin Schrödinger that he used to initiate the subject by giving a review. He then gives outline of the approach and starts exposing the basis in mathematical terms, and finally developed the subject in front of our eyes in a most fascinating manner without even looking at his own notes. This excellence of his in lecturing made him very influential, effective, and popular teacher. He used blackboard with unbelievable artistry. The written material used to appear in logical order strictly according to his mental map. The words spoken by Erwin Schrödinger during his lecture used to be very clear, in light tone, in precise language. It was a custom in Europe so that the public could know about newly appointed professor and his philosophy of the subject. So, every time he joined any university as a professor, he delivered an inaugural lecture for the public. In the year 1920, at the age of 34, Schrödinger became a full professor as a successor to the chair previously occupied by Professor Albert Einstein, DBI, and law at the University of Zurich. He delivered a lecture on the topic, what is a natural law, and this was one of the most important lectures delivered by Erwin Schrödinger. Our next outcomes or next knowledge regarding Erwin Schrödinger can be given in our next episode. This episode completes with this very idea. In our next episode, we shall discuss about the important point regarding the lecture delivered by Erwin Schrödinger about natural law. Thanks.